Omaha, Nebraska. Go to omaha.funnybone.com and look for tickets for our upcoming March comedians, Uncle Laser, Emma Wellman, and Clash of the Comedians.
That's right, everyone. Omaha.funnybone.com. You can get your tickets for Scott Cease. We have a one-nighter with Mark Lundholm and Akash Singh.
Okay, people, go to omaha.funnybone.com, the only website to purchase your tickets. Closing out March, we've got Darcy Lynn and Friends, Karen Morgan, and Gabriel Rutledge.
So remember, everyone, like we said, omaha.funnybone.com. It is the only place to buy tickets for our shows. If you're going anyplace else other than omaha.funnybone.com, you're at the wrong place.
Now back to our show.
We are the dead guys! We are the dog guys! We don't give a shit about anybody! We are the dog guys! We're the fucking dog guys! If you don't like it, get the fuck out! Get the fuck out!
Or come on back in. It's Door Guys and Lady.
Hey.
I'm Davis.
I'm Vinny.
Jen.
And welcome back to our podcast.
Door Guys Podcast.
That's right. I've been attacked, you guys.
Oh, we're starting off big.
I was, because I love fast food. I had 2 incidents recently, and I will be done with fast food now.
Yeah,
One, I
right.
went to Chick-fil-A, which we all know is real sketchy to begin with.
Why?
They're closed on Sundays? Oh, I'm choking on my... They fucking... there's a lot of hate that makes that chicken delicious. They hate gay people. They hate Yankees, like northern people, I'm pretty sure they hate. Anyway, I was in the drive-thru, and all of a sudden my ears started ringing crazy, and my head started feeling weird, and they shot some kind of weird gaydar at me for sure. or gay ray or something.
Gay?
Well,
Yeah.
dude, it's weird that they hate gay people, but everyone that works there, I'm pretty sure is gay.
That's a great point.
Isn't that
I've
true?
thought that before in the drive-thru.
Really?
Right, right? And it's like, why are you working here? They hate your guts, and that's how they make the chicken so good.
They pay well.
They might. I don't know.
No, it's because they're uber Christian. They can't come out to their families.
So they work at Chick. Oh,
They're
to prove
closeted.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I
Come out.
see.
Look,
No, I
I'm not
see.
gay. I work at Chick-fil-A.
Right? I believe in God.
Well, and also recently it was brought to my attention, or I figured out, it used to be spelled CHIK, filet, like because there was the Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
Peach Bowl.
Yeah. It's not?
It's spelled CHICK now, and if you look it up, it says it was never spelled CHIK. These motherfuckers are
What?
sketchy, dude.
They're Mandela-ing us?
Yes, they are. And then I looked up all the Peach Bowl logos, because I was like, one of them's got to say it. Nope, they all say CHICK. It's these goddamn time travelers that won't stop fucking up and coming through, dude, and changing shit.
I've seen some stuff where they're talking about how companies are Mandela affecting us. Like, I don't remember what it was, but there was like, oh yeah, this thing is, is totally there. Kind of like the whole Shazam Sinbad thing, but where people are like, oh yeah, this thing was the thing. And the company's like, no, we've never done that. But then someone went and like dug into
Scrubbed the
archive and
internet,
scrubbed
dude.
everything, and
Yeah.
they found it. And they were like, how do you explain this? And then there was just silence.
Okay. What's the Mandela effect?
Oh, we are getting this episode started right
All
away.
right.
Don't judge me, but I have no idea what that means.
So it's called that because it's when things like have changed, like this Chick-fil-A thing's a Mandela effect. That's what these things are called, where we all remember it one way, but all the information, and we have the internet now, so supposedly we can find everything, says it was never that way. And the reason it's called the Mandela effect is there's a group of people that think Mandela died in prison, but he didn't. He was let out of prison and became like the president of South Africa. Like on this timeline that I live on, that's what I remember. But there's a whole group of people that think he died, like they swear he died in prison. And the other one is Bernstein Bears, which is another one like Chick-fil-A to me, because my grandma used to read me Bernstein Bears.
Yep.
And it's spelled Bernstein, like now, like it's STAIN. instead of Bernstein, how you say it. And it's always been that way. It's always been Stain.
That's what they say.
No, it hasn't.
That's
what they say. And I've looked for like old books, like, and it says it the way that they say it now. So that's like, to me, like Back to the Future, when he goes and he changes shit, and then it like changes fucking the future or whatever, you know. That's I mean, yeah.
Or like the Matrix.
But there's like you can Google it. There's all kinds of them, and what people say or experts say is it's just like a mass, like there's something where like everyone is just remembering it. And the Shazam one is, there was a movie, and I remember this one too, where Sinbad was a genie called No, there's not. There's not.
No movie.
And if you asked him about it when he was here, he gets fucking pissed because everyone asked him about it. And he's like, no, that was never a fucking movie. I was never a fucking genie.
Yeah, look
and
at her face.
Everyone that is like, I feel like that's our age or around our age, maybe a little older, remembers this. Yeah. There was a Shaq genie movie and there was a Sinbad genie movie. There was never a Sinbad genie movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blows your mind. Yeah, and he was not happy.
No.
I did not ask him, but someone asked him here, and he's pretty frail these days, and he was not he did not like that shit. He did not want to answer it or talk about it, and I feel like it was more like he gets asked that all the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, this is, you know, like, I'm mad because I was in a genie movie, and and I don't want you guys to fucking know.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
He was an actor. Maybe he's good at acting like, no, I never was in that movie because it's part of his contract.
But what's the theory behind saying it was never made?
Well, no, that's the thing is, real life.
Like if you Google it, it says there's it doesn't
IMDb,
exist.
Nowhere can you find any reference to this
exist.
actual movie.
It doesn't exist.
And you can Google, and some people have faked images and put Sinbad on the Shaq movie and stuff like that. But apparently, this real movie doesn't exist. Even
just like Chick-fil-A, they say it was never CHIK, which it fucking for sure was.
Yeah.
That's one I'm for sure that it was CHIK.
The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Yes.
Because
and the reason
great.
And I think the cows, like when the cows like wear their apron, it says like eat more chicken, and it's spelled CHIK, like chicken, you know? And so like I don't know if like that's tricking me, but I'm like, I swear to God it was the other way. We should put, we have the ability, if we're using this Spotify, to put a poll up. I should put a poll if people remember Chick-fil-A or remember Bernstein Bears or things like that.
That'd be cool.
Go to Spotify. There's a poll.
As we sit here and cross our fingers.
Yeah.
And if there's not a poll, well, then, sorry?
No, it'll be a poll.
Oh, we're going to figure it out?
Yeah,
is what you're saying?
I'll figure it out.
Some way, somehow, we're going to figure out this fucking poll.
I'll figure it out. I'll definitely figure it out.
It just blew my mind.
Yeah,
you didn't even know this was going to happen. This is not even a part of the topic.
We weren't even going to talk about this.
It's a surprise.
I'm happy to. For real? I like this. I like this.
She's going to bring herself up.
Look at you. You got your own paper now, huh?
Yeah, because the phone notes was too distracting. I couldn't have that.
She's too old school, too.
Yeah.
And I love your notebook, by the way.
Thank you.
Is it a comment card from the club here?
No, it's
my W2.
Oh. Don't you give our notes to the government. God damn it. Yeah, and then the second incident I had, going back to fast food, was I went to McDonald's and I got a McFlurry because I hate myself.
My kids fucking love the McFlurries.
And, you know, they only make Oreo. I think they used to make M&M, but they got rid of those. And so I get home and I'm eating it, and there was a couple little, you know, it has the crumbled Oreos in it. There's a couple little ones that were like pretty hard to chew, but I just like swallowed them because again, I hate myself.
You were telling me about this.
But then there was a big one, and I thought, you know, it was just like petrified cookie or so, like whatever, you know, it's petrified cookie or something. And then there was a bigger piece like that, and I pulled it out of my teeth, and it was like a piece of like shaved plastic. So now the question is McDonald's filling their Oreos because they don't want to buy all Oreos with plastic bits too? Or did someone break a pen off in there and we're like, fuck, this guy can't find the pen, and I ate someone's pen? But I mean, I swallowed some of those, and I should have sued McDonald's, I feel like, and been a millionaire because that coffee lady, but also I ate the whole McFlurry. So
It's because you're a fat guy. Fat guys just eat it and say fuck
So
it.
Because you
I was
hate
asking,
yourself.
I was asking my son about it, and he's like, "Dude, you should have put it back in the McFlurry and saved it." And I was like, "Yeah, but there was other Oreos that were real. There was real Oreos and plastic pieces. So I don't know, McDonald's, but fuck you."
Weird.
Uh-oh. Is my voice not loud enough?
No, Jen's not loud enough.
Oh.
I thought we did.
I thought. Oh, I need to turn mine down. Maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I thought she was on 1.
Oh, that makes sense why you had
That's
those
why she was
reversed.
down a little bit. My fault.
It's all good. It's only episode 2. We're still trying to get the kinks out and knock the rust out.
Yeah, I feel like it's gone pretty good. I didn't die from fast food this week, so I'm here.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Or
was
get
the
turned gay.
conclusion of the gay? Yeah. Did we miss the conclusion?
Are you
I
gay?
no, I
yeah. Are you gay or not?
Do I need to like,
This is a good
lift
point.
my pants up or something?
no, I got really. Thought I was gonna pass out in the drive-thru, and then we got our food, and I drove away. And immediately, when I was away from their window, from the opening of the window, where they're like, "Oh, my pleasure," I felt better. I started feeling better right away. So whatever they got me with, it did not work.
Some weird ray gun.
My testosterone's way too fucking high for that.
This fucking guy. You're too strong. You resisted there.
I did.
Yeah.
Gay ray
They knew I was
waves.
onto them, so they stopped
That's
doing
it.
it. I feel like.
Did you go to Chick-fil-A and McDonald's in the same night?
No, not. No. Chick-fil-A's ice cream is way superior to McDonald's. Chick-fil-A, everything is way superior. Their chicken noodle soup, real good, but I'm never going back again. They tried to get me.
I've never really been to Chick-fil-A.
What the fuck did you just say?
I've never really been to Chick-fil-A because there's always a long
Looks like
fucking line.
I'm bringing gifts next time we have
Now,
this podcast.
I've had. I'm okay with that because those honey bells. I don't want to get distracted. I don't want to lose my thought. But those honey bells were very good. They were very juicy, but they could have been a little sweeter. Anyways, I worked at Mutual of Omaha, and we had Chick-fil-A in our dome. In fact, that was the first.
That was the
kept
only
it
Chick-fil-A in
in
Omaha.
for a long time.
I hated you guys because of this, because we couldn't go in there.
Well, after there were some in Omaha already, so you don't have to hate me for that.
Oh, well,
But
I don't. I love you guys.
But I've had their chicken, I've had their stuff, and it's good. But the restaurants, there's such a fucking long line.
Always.
There's no restaurant that's worth waiting in line that long for.
But they're fast.
They
yeah,
are
but when
pretty fast.
when there's like 25 fucking cars in there,
Yeah.
I ain't got that kind of time.
They make them stand outside
for a
to
chicken
take
sandwich.
your order.
Yeah, and for a chicken sandwich. I mean,
Well, that's how when I go to Arizona, I gotta hit up In-N-Out, and I'll never give up In-N-Out. It's so good, and their line is always like that. It's been around forever. Their line is always like 25 cars deep, and they do the same thing. They have the fucking jugheads out there taking orders.
we went to when we were in San Jose for figure skating over the summer. We went. There was an In-N-Out near the airport, and so we stopped like our last night there to do it. And I'm like, man, this line is long. And then the same thing. I mean, it went pretty quick, but it still was a long ass line for a burger.
I've never been to In-N-Out.
Oh, it's so good.
They don't
On your
have it.
travels,
They
dude?
don't have them in the countries I visit.
The people there barely wear shoes, let alone have In-N-Outs.
So yeah, conclusion: McDonald's is putting plastic in their food. You can take that to the bank, and I am not gay, so
Chick-fil-A,
but that's okay. if you
0,
are.
Davis 1.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A lost that one. Lost that round. Last shows that we worked, you were out of town. We had Ginger Billy in. I was sick for that one, and then we had me and Vinny both worked. Vinny and I both worked the Copenhagen Bandit back to back. Ginger Billy, then Copenhagen Bandit. There was so much fucking.
Other way around. Wasn't Ginger Billy the weekend?
Oh, was he?
Yeah, it's Copenhagen on Thursday, and then Ginger Billy on Friday. Saturday.
Anyways, there's so much chew spit on this fucking stage. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I didn't think about that. As we all look at the stage in disgust.
Yeah, Ginger Billy would tell a joke, and then he had a spittoon, and he'd go after he told a joke.
That's how you knew when to laugh?
Yeah.
Hold on, I have
That
to look
didn't
up this
happen.
other guy. Who is it?
Copenhagen Bandit?
He was actually funnier than I thought he would be.
Same.
His people, Vinny will tell you about in a minute, but His opener was very interesting. I saw him before the show, and he was very energetic, let's say.
Yeah, we'll call it that. And it wasn't just you that noticed that. All three of us working that night had made similar comments.
What do you mean by energetic?
He might have been doing coke off someone's boner before he went up on stage.
I always miss the good stuff.
I love how you were so politically correct and businesslike in the very beginning. Jen asked you one little question, you're like, "Fuck it, he was doing coke off a boner." It's like
I'm just
hard
trying to
left turn.
I'm just trying to take you on a ride, Vinny. Just having fun out here.
I always miss the good things. Damn. Wow.
We're just having fun.
That's a graphic picture.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if that was true. He might have been partaking.
We all made the comment about him being potentially on cocaine.
He might have been skiing.
Who's boner?
Maybe one of the dudes. There was three dudes that
There
came
was three
together,
dudes.
so I don't know. That's why I said that.
Was Carter here?
What?
Yes.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess. He might actually be our first employee guest. We were talking about that because we should get it out of the way.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Anyway, you want to tell us about this?
So he was walking around all kind of jittery and checking out the room, and then like I was setting up the stage and untangling the mic cord, and he comes up and he's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey," and he's like, "Can we do a mic check?" I'm like, "Sure."
This is the opener.
Yeah, the opener, like the guy that does 10 minutes up front. And then
so for the listeners that don't know, openers usually aren't the ones that ask for a mic check or a sound check because they're the opener. They're not the biggest part of the act. Everyone usually comes to see the headliner.
Yes.
And so they're usually the ones. That's why we're reacting this way. Yeah. Just explaining it to the listeners because they might not know.
I appreciate you jumping in.
All right.
And so, because I'm just talking to Jen, and it's like I'm just talking to Jen.
Continue.
So then I'm like, sure, go for it. And so then he grabs the mic, and then he's like, check, hello, check. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, does this sound good? And I'm standing next to him. I didn't go back to the sound booth. Normally, a sound check is they get up on the stage, they grab the mic, I go in the back, and I adjust the levels. We see how it is. But he did it while I was still finishing stuff up on the stage. And he walked around a little bit, and he goes, yep, that sounds good. And then he put the mic back.
Yeah, in my opinion, he was just fucking like he didn't really want a sound check. He thought he was being funny, is what I was getting from it. Like to be honest, that's what I thought. Is I was like, oh, like after he was just kind of like flippant about doing that, doing the mic check. I was like, oh, this guy's just being a fucking douchebag.
Well, that would make sense if he thought he was trying to be funny, because he wasn't. and I would, not that I would care about being harsh, but
what was his name? Let's tell everyone.
I don't remember. I really don't remember. It's written down in the sound room, I'm sure.
I think we threw that one away.
Oh, then it's not written down. It might be in the trash can.
He came with Copenhagen?
Yeah, Copenhagen came with two guys. And the dude's sister was here. Like I walked in a few tables. And,
the opener.
And she's like, the opener's like, she's like, yeah, my brother's performing. I'm like, oh, is he? And she's like, yeah, he's blah, 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 and said his name. I'm like, oh yeah, he's opening the show. And then he went up there and he ate shit. Like he was supposed to do 20 minutes. He got off in like 14 minutes.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. I didn't see any of his set.
And it was silent the entire time.
Oh,
like
no.
It just wasn't funny. Like Carter sat back there for most of the show, and he just shaking his head and dropping his head in his hands. And I was kind of in and out, but I was in because I'm like, man, if I stay in here, I'm gonna start laughing because of how hard this guy is bombing, and that would be obvious that I was laughing at his terribleness.
Why? Because his jokes were they didn't hit, or
they weren't funny. They didn't hit. They weren't.
Was he
funny
from here since his sister was here? Do you think he was from around here?
No, I don't think so.
And he just was because there was another dude who's a local comedian recently that got on a Sunday show just because he was like on the side texting the headliner for that evening for a guest set. And so I know that our bosses weren't too happy about someone doing that,
No,
because they didn't know about it.
Yeah, that's not the way to go about it.
And this person was like pubbing like pubbing their shit and everything. Like I don't know.
To the
It
comic.
was weird. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think he
So
was
I didn't
from
know
here.
if like he was like that. You know, he was like, oh, you know, I'm from Omaha, and he liked this guy, and so he just kind of got his foot in the door, going around things, kind of. You know.
No, because this guy came because they all came in at the same time, and one of them said something about the three of them were just. Oh, Copenhagen said that. And they all three of them were just in Des Moines, and that all three of them were going to wherever they were going next. So he's traveling with him. So it's not like he wasn't just a dude that got picked up here. And then he just went on stage and didn't do his full time and ate shit and I'm in the sound booth.
The feature seemed like
chuckling.
he was all right.
The feature was good. He was
Wait, who was doing cocaine off the boner?
the opening guy.
opening
the guy
guy.
that sucked.
Oh.
And here's the crazy thing: is I said I was talking to Davis and Carter. I'm like, you know, for him appearing to be in cocaine at the very beginning, when he was on stage, it's like he either came down really hard or something because he was very monotone, very straight, and he tried to get a little energy, but there wasn't any. And I don't know if it was just because they weren't laughing and he was very dejected.
I forgot you told me that. Maybe it wasn't a cocaine. Maybe it was a nervous energy situation, and then when he hit the stage, he just fucking.
He was terrible.
Yeah, that's why he was nervous. Is because he doesn't get laughs usually. Maybe.
And then
I've never heard of Copenhagen Bandit. He must be a social media guy. Maybe
he is. He's a TikTok, Facebook guy. Yeah. And the feature act guy, he went up, and it took him a while to win the crowd over because usually the first comic up, the host, is supposed to warm the crowd up, get them laughing, get them going, even a little bit. But he actually put them backwards. So the feature act went up, and he had to spend his first 5 to 6 minutes because he was only doing 20 minutes. He had his first 5 to 6 minutes of warming up the crowd, getting them back in, and he did get them, and they were laughing, and got them going. But he struggled at first too, because this guy didn't go up there and do his job.
Dang, what night of the week was this?
Thursday.
Did you work Friday?
No, he got sick.
Nope,
Oh,
I was
you were
sick.
sick.
You guys got me sick.
And then
Not me.
there's a lack of honey bells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
And then Copenhagen he was actually funny. I mean,
He was.
again,
He
had
some good
material.
jokes,
He
yeah.
actually looked like a comic. He wasn't really looking at like his notes, and he wasn't stammering for stuff. Like he actually had material, and I was sitting in the back. I was laughing quite a bit. So
They were like you would have dug them because they were like I don't know outdoor. They were like Missouri backwoods boys. So they were like big old boys with beards and shit.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
I guess not the opener
Copenhagen,
wasn't.
yeah, not the opener or the feature. The feature was we thought he was Mexican, but it turns out he was more like Italian from
I was
New
gonna
York.
say I think he was Italian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Not everyone's Mexican. Benny.
No kidding.
Jesus.
I wasn't the only one that thought that. Carter thought it too.
Well,
You're not helping yourself.
Yeah, I know. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I realized
we've
what
said
I
that dude's name 5 times now, dude. He's
I know.
hard as fuck listening to this. We love you, buddy.
He's just gonna appear. It's like Carter.
like Candyman.
Yeah.
He never leaves. He's in the bathroom.
Yeah. Actually, I thought I saw his car when I parked.
Shut the fuck. He's out there sleeping in it. I mean, his other job's here too.
Yeah,
so maybe
he might
does
as well
that.
just hang out here.
Well,
Did you guys see the post that Brian, the kitchen manager, posted in the Funny Bone group about
from that night?
Yeah.
there was two butthole shirts that night.
Was there really?
Yes.
Butthole shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're-
So
he's gonna
I'm pulling it up. So Brian, how the hell did it go? Oh, there it is. So he posted and he said, "Gonna be one of those nights, huh?" Because there's this dude standing there in the bar wearing a shirt on the back that says, "I want to count the wrinkles on your stink star."
Ah!
Just in public,
Yeah.
wearing a shirt like that.
And that's what he looked like from behind.
Oh, he would look like that. He's not counting anybody's wrinkled star. Oh,
yeah,
gross.
maybe his wife's.
Yeah. He's with another dude, though.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe that dude.
There is not a straight man counting somebody's wrinkles in their star, is there?
Did you see
Would
that
you-
guy?
I didn't see the front of
Would
it.
I? Did you say would I? Would you?
Well, you're straight guys, right? You just said that you
Yeah, but
pretty-
everyone has their own thing, probably. No, that's not. I'm not counting wrinkles in someone's stink holes.
No, me neither.
grossest thing I've ever
And who talks like that?
The Copenhagen Bandit
Fucking
fans.
animal. Like, what an animal.
Yeah, he should have been at the
He wore
Ginger
that in
Billy show.
public because for sure he wants someone to be like, oh, hey, buddy. You want to count the
Oh
wrinkles?
my god.
Or even worse.
Why
like,
else would you
hey,
wear
me
it?
too, buddy.
Yeah, why else would you wear it? If you want attention, you want people to see. It's just like some nerd back here wore a shirt one time, and it was my favorite shirt because he looked like a big nerd. Maybe he knew jiu-jitsu, I don't know. But his shirt said, if you bully me, I'll come.
I've seen that.
That was
shirt.
my favorite shirt ever.
That's a great shirt.
Okay, I
That's
would
a
wear
top
that
shirt.
shirt.
That's a top shirt
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
That shirt I would wear.
That's a high quality shirt.
Totally. I gotta write that down.
Oh, yeah, you should purchase that. I bet it's on Amazon. We've had a lot of merch and shirts that have come through here. Can you think of one that was like your favorite?
What was Pete Lee's about? Something about being fat and crying.
Oh, you look fat when you cry? It's the nicest insult that you can say to someone.
That one is pretty good.
Yeah, you look fat when you
I
cry.
don't think I have that one anymore. Darn it.
My favorite one, I think it's Johnny Beaner's, and it's all like
Yes.
jumbled up letters on it. You can't even read, and at the bottom it has like soccer ball and a basketball, and if you like move the shirt up and
Fold
put
it
the
up.
letters together, it says lick my balls. That's my favorite one for sure. I used to wear it to like my kid's soccer game.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, because
That's
you can't,
awesome.
you can't see what it
No.
says unless you do. I think I never did it like that, but like
No clue.
I just smiling wearing it to my kid's soccer game.
That's awesome.
That's one of my favorite ones.
That's awesome. So speaking of that guy bombing and eating shit, is there anybody that you can think of that I've got at least one that comes to my mind of someone that just got up there and just the room was silent? And I'm not talking like open mics because that happens.
Man.
Because that happens open mic a lot, and that's either the comic's fault or sometimes it's the crowd's fault because we don't always get the best crowds.
A lot of open. Yeah, we don't have a lot of open mics, but also a lot of features and openers that I've seen eat shit too that I probably couldn't recall their names.
Yeah, but is there like a particular one? And I can tell you the one that comes to the top of my mind first. This was years ago. We had Pablo Francisco here, and I do not like Pablo Francisco. I will not apologize for not liking Pablo Francisco because
He's the dude with like crazy curly hair. Is that Pablo Francisco?
I don't.
He's a
think
fatter guy, kind of.
No,
No. This is a different guy. Hold on.
Guy, yeah.
You keep going. I'm
He
going to
does.
Google him.
He
He's
does.
very fit.
Yeah, very fit. He
Okay.
does voices. He's very he's known for being druggy and usually on something. And we saw him on that a lot. And so it translated to the stage where he would just get a hold of something and repeat it like 100 times.
Oh,
throughout the
yeah.
show.
No.
And-
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so I'm not a fan of his. But I don't know, it's probably third, fourth time, whatever, he was through here. He brought his friend with him, and it's always the friend. And he brings this dude in, and he wants me to introduce him, and I had to introduce him on the mic.
And this guy's opening for him or whatever?
Yeah, as the opener, when I introduced his name, and I called him on stage because he was the first guy, the host. His name was Vinny Bag of Donuts. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. So I wrote it down, and I said it that way. And so then he goes up there, and he's starting to, and he's a little nervous. And so then he's telling a joke, and then there'd be nothing. And Pablo's walking the back of the room, and he would he was listening, and then the guy would tell a joke, and then he's like, and then what, Vin? And then he would go on, and he's like, now tell him, Vin. He's like,
Oh, he was in the room
he was
doing that?
in the room shouting out at the back because this guy was sucking so hard, and he was trying to move him along and get him. Now, maybe he was trying to help his friend, and he's trying to start him and stuff like that, but, man, it was very confusing to the crowd, and it was
that's
a
weird.
long 10 minutes.
That's weird. The crowd didn't laugh. They didn't enjoy it at all.
Not even a little bit.
Does he still do stand up?
I don't know.
I don't think a lot of comics like him, do they?
I don't think so. I know that the last time he was here, it was on my birthday, and I said, there's no way in hell I'm working I didn't want to work his show in the first place, and there was no way in hell I'm working on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Because I've worked here on my birthday many times. We all have. it's no big deal. But
I
with
don't
that
work
one,
on my
fuck
birthday.
that. Really?
Hell no.
The princess, I should have known.
Same. I'm a princess.
You're a
too.
princess too? You fucking princesses. Make that money, damn it.
I think I've worked on my birthday. Maybe.
I worked a Medicine Hat show on my birthday, and then he got me a cake, and we had cake after the show. One time.
Nice.
Aw.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That is awesome.
I don't remember anybody that has bid it hard because I get so embarrassed for them that I can't even stay in the room.
Really?
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, you
stay
don't
in the
enjoy it?
room. No.
Oh,
my God.
fuck.
It makes
Yeah.
me, I sorry.
I can't believe this.
No.
This is shocking to me.
I know. I'm so empathetic to them standing up there and
Sure.
being not appreciated and having I would die. I would jump off the balcony if that happened to me.
I feel like, I don't know. I've just
Don't
worked
go on
here-
stage.
No, I never will. I wouldn't.
I've just worked here so long. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I hate
so
it.
funny because every time, usually because of where we work, we're not at like a bar where we're doing open mic nights all the time. Like we have Clash, but that's like once a month.
Once a
maybe.
month.
And so we have people that are like polished comedians and like nationally touring comedians, so they're good. So when they do some fucked up shit, it's hilarious to me because that probably doesn't happen to them very often at this stage in their careers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That happens more, like he said, he didn't want us to say like a Clash person or like a local comic that's an opener because they probably do that shit all the time. I've seen plenty of people that were funny on Clash and then they come up here to host and it's just a different thing and maybe it's not their crowd that night. Like we've talked about that a lot in previous shows is, you know, the crowd might not match up. Maybe they didn't necessarily match up with the headliner, even though we try to do that, you know?
And sometimes they change their material, and I don't
Sure.
I don't understand that. So if you're a Clash comic listening to this, and I think we've said this before, and we'll say it again, if you come out here and you do a set for the Clash and it does well, use that material
Right.
on your next time up here. And now we're not now they don't win a host spot, they win a guest set in front of Colleen, so they still only get the 5 to 7 minutes. So do that set. There's a reason why that set won. It was, I mean,
Right.
you know, the judges liked those jokes. The judges liked that material. The judges thought that stuff would work well in front of a crowd. And then if you come out and you're like, oh, I got this whole other stuff, I want to try this new things, that's not the time because it's your audition to get in here and become a regular host. And because I was thinking about this the other day, you know, I don't know the regular hosts. You know, back in the day we had
Sure.
Nick, we say the whole names. Nick Allen, Richard Reese, Heather Jones.
That helps people out.
Yeah, I know, right? Again, we're just talking here. Richard Reese, you know, all these comics, Austin Anderson, all these people that were regulars would come out all the time. And then, you know, now we're using the Clash to try and find some people, and it's hard sometimes. And I don't get it because if they're winning the Clash,
Well, yeah.
it should be host material.
And since I've been back, I don't know, almost 6 months now, I would say.
Been longer than that, hasn't it?
Has it?
I think so.
Yeah,
You've
maybe.
probably been there a year.
You know, time all crashes together in my brain.
It's all those waves from Chick-fil-A.
I feel like, and I don't mean this disrespectful at all, I'm just trying to be honest because I know some of those people I feel like the crop right now of hosts and stuff is very thin.
Yeah.
And for many different reasons, but the main one is people aren't that funny. And so if you're offended and you heard this, work on getting funnier. Fucking be undeniable. That's all.
I agree.
I feel like now, like in where we're at right now, just being different, people think that makes them funny. Like,
Yes.
just
Yes.
because you're different
Absolutely.
doesn't mean you're funny.
Very much so.
Well, and just an eye from afar, I feel like the community in this city is very much like fighting with each other a lot and like pissed off about jokes. It's like, who cares? Just work on your jokes, man. And if you're offended, then don't go to that. Like, I don't know what to tell you, you know, but it just feels like there's a lot, and maybe that's how it is in a lot of cities, but I just feel like, you know, you could waste your time getting better at comedy than fucking being on the internet running your mouth about some shit. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Fair enough. I mean,
we've worked here for a while, so I'm not. And like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I wish all of them were super fucking funny, and then we'd have a whole pool of people to work through, you know.
Yeah.
And I've seen some that I'm like, oh yeah, this person has a little bit more work, and then they'd probably be a good host up here, just from judging clashes and stuff. But
Yeah.
Time will tell. Because I feel like we only have a few right now.
And you worked I was not able to work the last clash, but I believe you worked sound that night.
I did.
Is there anybody, and obviously you're not going to remember the names, but do you remember like there was one or two people in that group of 6 or 7 that stood out like, yes, this is a host, or was it all, these guys all need work?
Yeah, the guy that won, he should have won that one, but they all needed a little bit of work. There's 2, I don't know their names, but there's 2 younger kids, like 21 maybe is one of them. And they've been on a couple of the last clashes, and they're not there yet, but they're going to be pretty good comics. They're I think the one dude, I think this is the dude that won it. He comes out and he says that the crowd hates him. And this was an older crowd because he looks like a Xbox kid or some shit. Like, I'm butchering his joke.
I know that guy. Yeah.
Sorry about butchering your joke, buddy.
It's a funny opener though.
It is a great opener, and that's one of the guys. He's super young, and so he's got to be pretty new to it, and so he'll get better. But yeah, I haven't been to any. I don't go to open mics and watch them. So I mean, there could be some people out there. I don't know. I've just from what I've seen.
Listen, that's how I feel about when comics bring their like spouse or significant other to open. So I can't remember specific.
Oh, Tom
names.
Green did this with a girlfriend.
Tom Green did he?
With a blonde girlfriend
Yes.
one time long ago.
Yeah.
I think he's been back since then, but that time long ago he brought, and she was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Titus's
wife. Yeah.
Titus's
Oh.
wife?
She's gotten a lot better though.
Has she? I haven't probably seen her since the first time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't-
The first
I
time
don't
was not
work-
good.
I don't work your shows anymore.
Really?
No.
And Davis has never worked.
I've never worked. I'm always out of town whenever Titus falls on the schedule. I'm always out of town. I used to be a big fan of his TV show, but and I've never worked one of his shows, which I'm not too upset about after hearing a few things. But I guess he's all right.
He's a nice guy, and he's funny. He's a little high maintenance, but I don't know if that's because a lot high maintenance, and I don't know. If
that's what I've heard. Yeah,
I don't know if it's just because. He's a bigger name. He's been on TV. He's done those things.
He's been around forever,
He's
man.
been around forever. So and maybe he can command some of that stuff, but yeah, it doesn't need to be that level that it is. But once you get past some of that stuff, I mean, he's a nice guy.
Cool.
I got
That's Jen saying, "I'll never find out."
I'll take your word for it.
So fuck you, Titus, and fuck you.
Hey, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
That's these two yahoos.
No, that was Jen, not me. She definitely threw her voice. I have a controversial spouse one. Tammy Pescatelli brought her husband one time. He was awful, and I love her. She's a favorite of this club from Colleen on down, and he was not nice guy.
Yep.
Not funny.
Nope.
And I don't know. Yeah, that was a while. I think that was COVID times, maybe.
Way pre.
Oh, pre.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think because he was sick for a long time, like pre-COVID, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and so he stopped coming out on the road with Tammy, but yeah, and he was like a filmmaker too. There's one he had just made a film, and so there was like a Saturday afternoon where Tammy and him were up here, and then it was Colleen and Joe from Blue House, the band, the local band Blue House.
Never heard of him.
And his wife, and then myself. And because I think Colleen had said on the radio, she opened it up to anybody that wants to come out and check out Luca's movie, go ahead. Well, it was just the 5 of us. And so like I came in, I clocked in, I was working, I got the things running, and it was just Colleen and these four in the 2 comics, and then Joe and his wife. And
I don't remember this because I'm usually in on movies.
This was well before.
Oh,
you.
gotcha. Okay.
And then we sat here and we watched his movie, and we went next door to the movie theater and got popcorn and was sitting here. So I got paid to sit here and watch that movie and eat popcorn. And
they paid you to do this?
Well, I clocked in. I was working because
good call.
Colleen thought people might show up, and no one ever showed up.
That's
Not one
That's
person.
devastating.
No, I mean, they didn't sell tickets or anything like that, and it wasn't really an advertisement. It was just Colleen on the radio saying, "Hey, if anybody wants to come out Saturday at 2, we'll be doing this screening of Luca's movie." And that was
Nobody came.
Nobody came.
Did people come one time? There was maybe Rob Little and Tommy Ryman did a podcast here live. Did people come to that shit?
No.
Were they supposed to?
Actually, I take that back. I think there was like 2 or 3 people here.
Okay. I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, because we were gonna have them on our podcast, and then
because we were gonna try and do like some kind of
crossover thing.
And this is why we don't do video anymore, because that shit's dumb.
It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, we don't have extra help. We trim the fat. We used to have 37 guys talking on here, and I love them all, but we can't do it anymore.
Well, and that made it even harder to set up 37 different cameras.
We got
switching between
people.
them and getting the angles right and adjusting that every time. And it was, you think this setup here was pretty quick. Add at least another 25 minutes on top of this.
Oh, and it'll get quicker because we're still like figuring some shit out.
Yeah,
like songs and stuff. So I don't know. Little behind the scenes. I got some bombers. I've seen a couple bombers. The one famous one I've talked about on the door guys before was Lunell.
Oh yeah,
when Lunell was hammered.
She was on Hollywood Squares the other night.
Shut up.
Yeah, they got a new Hollywood Squares with Drew Barrymore as the center square because she's the executive producer, and it's fun to watch it with my kids because I'm like, oh yeah, this because like Kevin Nealon's been on it and JB Smoove.
Oh yeah,
and all these people. I'm like, oh yeah, I've worked with at least one of those squares. Oh, I've worked with 2 of those squares, and I'm like, really, which ones? And but yeah, Lunell was one of them, and I was like, oh shit, she's still alive?
Hammered. Yeah, you're right. That is a good question. She's still alive. She's alive.
Didn't they have to go and get her off stage?
Yeah.
Yes. So she did the first show and must have been drinking. She had this her husband, I think, with her. Some old dude. He sat in the corner. He was so fucking high. He was so high. He had dreads. He was some old dude just fucking hanging out. And then I went in before second show into the green room. And she had a video before the show that she played that like Snoop Dogg was in, like that was her intro. And when I went in there, she's like, "Did you see my video?" And I was like, "Yeah, I played it." And she's like, "Did you like that shit?" And I was like, and I could tell she wanted me to, like, obviously she wanted me to like it. So I'm like, "Oh, it was awesome." Snoop Dogg was in it and shit. She's like, "Oh yeah, that shit was awesome." And you could tell she was hammered, and we were laughing, having a good time. Then she went up on stage. And so she had been, and that was before the second show. So she had been sitting in there drinking or whatever, smoking. I don't know what else she was doing in there. And then it's her time to come up. She went up and sat down, and she couldn't make words. She made a few words at the beginning, and back there, pretty quickly, I realized like this. She's hammered because I saw the first show, but the crowd was like still laughing. They like didn't understand, and so for a long time they were in, and she like pulled this white dude up on stage and like kissed him and shit and almost couldn't sit back down.
With her husband in the corner.
Yes. And then all of a sudden there was a moment, and this is why I like when they bomb and stuff, where like you could just tell in the room, like all the energy like just gone. And it's because they all at the same time realized that this is not part of the act, that she's fucked up and she can't talk. And then some of her, I think, a couple of the door guys maybe, and then maybe some of her people, because she had a couple of people went and got her off stage, and then the show was over. And then after the show, Colleen I don't think was here.
No,
Daisy
she wasn't.
was here. And so Lunell's in the green room, which is across from the office, and she was in there with the door open, and Daisy's door was open, and they weren't going to pay her like right away, like they were going to dock her pay or something. And she was screaming across the hall at Daisy. And Daisy was yelling because Daisy was waiting for Colleen to come back. It was a whole, and I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, because my last interaction with her, we were buds. Like I liked her video and shit, and we were buds. So I'm getting the fuck out of here. And so I left.
Well, the security leaves as soon as there's a problem.
That's what I learned in training.
Hey, fuck you. I trained you. Yeah, I did not teach you that shit.
I mean, I think Daisy can handle herself, and I didn't think Lunell was going to fight her. I just didn't want Lunell to hate me.
She couldn't. I don't think Lunell could have stood up to take a swing, let alone fight.
Was that her last show? Or she had shows the next night?
No, I think she had shows.
She had another show the next night.
Shows the next night.
How embarrassing for her life. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The craziest. She was the main one and a famous one. I still have video of that. I have video. I took video of it.
I want to see this.
That I've never released, but I have it. Maybe on Patreon.
Ooh.
I'm cooking shit up on
Unreleased.
Patreon.
Now that might have
Give
to
us
be,
money.
That might have to be a higher value because Lynette might come at you real quick on that
I got
one.
some things I'm cooking up for it. They'll be high values. I'm saying like you give us $4,000, we'll come eat dinner at your house.
Hell, for $4,000, we'll do a podcast episode at your house.
Someone's
I'm
gonna
not even
pay.
going to say what I would do for $4,000. We'll just keep it at that. We'll go have dinner with you.
Check
guys.
out the Patreon when it goes up. You're gonna want to apparently.
Go to the Jen section.
Yeah.
See what you like.
I'll put mine on there.
My next one was Chad Zumach.
Oh yeah.
And I think he was a feature when this happened, but like
remember
he
that
wasn't
name.
having a good time
You
up
remember
there.
Chad?
And he, in the middle of his set, turned his back to the crowd and moved into the curtains. If you've been to our club, we have those curtains up there. He like moved closer into the curtains and was silent for a good like 3 whole minutes. And the crowd before that
Like
was
in a fun way?
no. Like he like freaked out because they weren't feeling him or something. Then he turned back around and was like, "Sorry guys, I freaked out there for a minute," and like explained it to him and then went on telling jokes.
Wow.
It was weird, dude. And then I'd seen him after that a bunch of times and he was fine. Like I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know because the room wasn't feeling him at that time. I don't know. It was fucking weird. It was weird.
That's weird because Josh Blue goes behind the curtain and does a bit
it
from
wasn't.
back there, and it's hilarious.
No, it wasn't that. It was like I feel like the whole crowd was mostly like.
I remember him now. Okay.
Yeah.
Crowd was mostly like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" is the energy and the mood of the room.
Well, he was named Florida's greatest comedian in 2004.
Oh, there you go.
Well, 2004. That's 21 years
No, I'm
ago.
sorry, 2024. My bad.
Oh,
2024.
Last year.
What?
That's what it says on X.
Florida's Comedian of the Year.
Well, you can put whatever the fuck you want on there.
you think he made
Hell.
this accolade up?
Yeah, right. I'll be the fucking best
Hey,
bodybuilder
Chad
in
Zumach,
Nebraska.
if you want to dispute this, you can come on our podcast. Vinny said that you made up this credit.
Liar.
I like Chad.
Well, he can come debate you.
Yeah, I open that invitation.
And that invitation's open for anyone that we talk shit about.
Yeah,
If you want to prove us wrong, come on.
come and talk shit. and if the episode gets heated enough, then we'll put it on Patreon.
Yeah, well, we are security.
That apparently leaves. Things get loud.
Whoa.
When the going
Whoa.
gets tough, we get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, whoa. I got to protect this face, all right?
The moneymaker.
Yeah. And then I had, all right, and then I had one more, Steve Renasleazy. Steve Renazizi.
Yeah, name,
He had
but
a-
I didn't work him.
He had a bad, he had one set that wasn't the best. And he's the guy that, like, he told some lies about being in, like, the towers on 9/11 and shit.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the guy from
The league. The league, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Renasleazy.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
He didn't have the best set here, but his wasn't like nothing memorable happened. I just remember that it wasn't, when you told me to think about this, it wasn't one of the best sets.
I know you probably remember some. Do you remember the Medicine Hat shows when they would be here and the crowd, for whatever reason, wasn't into it and he would get pissed?
I do remember that.
Oh, really?
Oh God, they were. It was
Very uncomfortable.
It was funny for a little bit, but then he kept getting more pissed, and then it was like, ooh, yee. Like he would like yell at the crowd. He's like, "Fuck you guys!" And if you don't want to be at the show, I don't want to be here either. I'm gonna do my 25. I'm gonna do 25 minutes, collect my paycheck, and get the fuck out of here. And then he would zip through things, and he'd wake up like one person. He's like, "You guys don't want to fucking be here. I don't want to fucking be here." And then it was just like, oh god damn! Like it was like a bunch. Like it was like it was full, like 300 people getting scolded by their dad all at the same time. That was the energy in this room, and.
Well, and he was a bigger guy. I feel like I never saw him angry, but I feel like if he was angry or like yelling at someone, he'd be like, "Oh fuck,
Yeah.
like no,
Yeah,
no, calm down."
especially if he had been drinking. So then it was
Right,
that drunk
right.
angriness. Ooh, yeah, those were those were scary shows. Luckily, we did not have too many of those. Those were few and far between. But yeah, when they happened, it was not fun.
His shows are the only shows that have given me server nightmares.
Oh, really?
You guys know about server nightmares, but
I don't.
I've heard of
what
these
is this you speak
before.
of?
Well, it's like when you're super, super busy on a shift and then you go home and you just like have these crazy nightmares about what has happened. Like I've had them before where I'm like the only server in a sold out showroom and everybody's asking me for ranch. And like, but I had to start in the front and I had to seat everybody and then I had to start the show and then I was serving it. Literally, it's called nightmares because you like catastrophize your shift.
Oh, the old server effect.
Wikipedia, here we come.
I've heard of this before, that people in the service industry will go home and they'll have nightmares about like bad, like just working.
Yep. And his were the only
Straight up
shows.
working.
I haven't had him since he's been here.
Really?
Because every 6 weeks he was here and we were always crazy busy. And he brought out the wildest people. His crowds
Every
were
time.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to fucking get hypnotized to fuck a chair of crazy motherfuckers?
Yeah,
It's fun.
yeah.
Not you know, like your 80-year-olds or your churchgoers.
We had some 80-year-olds up there.
Really?
Yeah, old
yeah.
people would get up there too.
Old people get up there too. Yeah, they did.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes usually they didn't last. They didn't make it through the induction and actually get hypnotized. But there was every now and then there'd be one, old, and it's usually older chicks too. Older dudes didn't usually stay, but it was older.
Oh,
chicks.
they were going for that orgasm that
Yes.
gave them.
Yes.
That's what's going on.
Because
yeah, no,
medicine-
I get it now.
Yeah. Medicine would
Old
always say,
birds.
I'll knock the dust off that box for you.
Yeah.
He did. You see
Yep, for sure. I get it. Well, let's start wrapping this up by going. Where in the world was Jen San Diego? I don't have a music yet, so I just sing.
I've actually never been to San Diego. Maybe we could.
Oh Jesus, we should go do a podcast
Yeah.
there.
There we go.
Do it.
Can we write it off?
Oh.
We're a company. You got a
Oh
company
yeah,
now?
no, we can write it
Let's
off.
write that shit
Yes.
off. You
I was
gotta
gonna
pay up
talk
front,
about. We
though.
got to go to Des Moines first and talk to those weirdos maybe.
What?
Because there's another funny
There's
bone
a
there.
club there.
Yeah.
It's a sister club.
Oh,
Talk to
gotcha.
employees here. We go talk to employees there. See the difference.
Oh. we should-
Maybe light something on
Okay.
fire, then leave. Just be like, yeah, Club Wars. you know?
Okay, woo!
It's a bag of shit.
Yeah.
Then they'll know it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was in Curacao, which is in the Caribbean. It's very south, like right on top of South America.
Uh-huh.
It was beautiful, gorgeous, like stunning beaches. There was no nude beaches.
Is that bad or good?
It was good because it's very European and it's like a lot of older people. So
I feel
there
like
were
nude
Speedos.
beaches are nude beaches. I think I said nude bitches. Nude
And new bitches.
nude beaches are mainly for old. Nude beaches, swinger parties, like that's what old people do. It's like super old, like not people that you would want to see at a nude beach.
Yeah.
You
No.
know, in this situation.
There definitely wasn't anybody I wanted to see in a Speedo. That was-
But you did?
But I did. I don't understand how that could be comfortable for anyone.
It's not really. I have a Speedo.
Oh, is that experience? Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, I do. I own a Speedo.
huh. I don't know if I want to see that or not. I kind of do.
You want me to wear it to the next show, dude?
Yes. And we're taking pictures. Patreon, here we come.
Yep, that will be the cover of our.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Just David's all staying in their Superman pose.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I got a Speedo. So what? And you're right, it's not comfortable. I would not choose to wear it.
Yes,
It's more as a
weird.
gag Speedo.
Okay. These I don't think
A
these
funny
guys were going
Speedo.
for a gag.
No,
And
they love
they
it.
couldn't have gagged anyone with what I saw. That was the other thing. I was like, why are you wearing that? Like, there was not anything
Nothing to
be
You think
accentuate.
there was a
proud
lot of Europeans vacationing there? that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
saying? Yeah, a lot of small penises in Europe.
Lots of European. It was so like the European vibe was like you could smoke everywhere. They had ashtrays on every table, everywhere you went.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, They had
if you don't smoke in Europe, you're a pussy.
They had
That's what they think.
the old cigarette machines on like
No way.
every street corner
With the pull handle and.
Mhm. Well, they're digital now. They had like a digital you could pay with a card.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Everywhere you went, they were all over.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Was there like weird, crazy brands of cigarettes in the machines, or?
Oh yeah. And even like the Marlboro lights were different from the ones here.
Oh, really? Like the packaging and stuff?
Everything.
No way.
Yeah. That was cool. I love a vacation cigarette. It hits harder than any other cigarette. So I was like pleasantly surprised.
Well, yeah, and you don't even know like what kind of cigarette. Like it wasn't an
What am
American
I
cigarette,
smoking?
so it might be, like beers overseas are thicker and more higher. What am I trying to say?
Higher alcohol content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the cigarettes are the same. Like you got all the
More
nicotine.
nicotines.
I
Yeah.
don't know. They were good. And I saved one. On the last night, I had one left. And I was like, I'm going to save that for the morning so I can have it with my coffee before I leave. And I went to sit on the patio, got it out, and it was broken.
Oh,
Sad.
Bummer.
that is devastating.
I know. That was the worst.
Wow.
That was the worst thing that happened on my vacation.
How long were you there?
We were there from Friday to Saturday.
Oh, wow.
No,
so-
I'm sorry, Saturday to Friday.
Okay, so still about a week.
About a week. Yeah.
Good fresh fruits down there.
I didn't need a lot of fruit. No.
The fuck?
So what did you
You're
eat?
on a tropical island.
I know.
Do you ever eat fruit on any? You go to tropical
yeah.
islands a lot.
I love the fruit usually.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it was about, like where we were at, but our resort didn't. I mean, it had pineapple, but I don't think it was pineapple. It wasn't like anything.
They weren't like pink pineapples or nothing.
No. The food was interesting for sure, but it was comparable, like pricing. Like drinks and food. It was comparable to being here going out.
What kind of dishes do they have there? Or is it like Holland? Because it is like a.
No, it actually leans more like Jamaican.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Like oxtail shit and stuff like that.
And rice and beans.
chicken
and yeah. So the food wasn't that great, but it was beautiful. The service was terrible.
Really?
Oh, I mean, they talk about like island time, like a lot of places I go, and I get that. This was beyond.
What does that even mean? What is?
you never heard of that?
Island time is just you're just like
whatever.
It's like whatever. It's like, yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They
this
get
is
there
my
whenever.
style. Yeah, this is
It's-
my style.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very
I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I could
I
be
like
island
it too.
dude.
I've never
For
had
sure.
a problem with it before, but this was another level. Like I can't even explain it.
Like your waiters and everybody goes
Yeah.
on island time also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole island is on island time. Is no one gives
Now
a
I'm not-
fuck about
yeah.
anything.
Okay,
Unless
now
they're in
I
the
don't-
car. If they're driving, that was
yes.
different.
Oh.
Yeah, but any place else you went in that where we were, so slow.
No one's in a hurry to do a damn thing.
No one was in a hurry for anything, which was beyond me because even on the resorts or bars and stuff, like I would have drank 6 more drinks if someone
Sure.
would have come over to me. But
Yeah.
like that's what I'm like. How much are you getting paid per hour? Because then they would just stand in like the service station, like they couldn't be bothered with getting me a drink, and I'm like, I would have tipped you so good. And we was a group of 6. We would have had 27 more drinks.
Yeah. Without just fucking around on
And
their
it
phones?
was everywhere we went. No.
They were just standing there bullshitting?
Or just standing there, literally. It was crazy.
That's weird.
It was weird.
And you had to pay for the drinks.
don't
It
like
wasn't
money
like
there.
included.
No, yeah, we had to pay for them.
They don't like
crazy.
money there.
I get. Well, what do they need it for? They stand around and do shit.
Yeah.
It's like they go there to socialize, and that's it.
It was wild. And as a server, like I always pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
And it usually doesn't bother me because I can see like the service usually shitty because they're busy or whatever. There was no reason, none, for like the slowness of this. And it was, then you'd ask for something and some of them acted like they were bothered.
They're annoyed that you
Oh,
asked them
that's
for a
bullshit.
drink.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, you want a beer?
My friend asked for a mudslide and the lady was literally like, mm.
Oh, that means she doesn't like making them.
That's
Yeah,
you know that,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
No, totally.
Fucking-
But I would have never done
But you
that
keep
to
that
a
inside.
guest.
Right.
You keep that's
Yeah,
the
you
inside.
do.
You
Yeah.
do that back in the server station, not in front of the fucking customer.
So I don't want to complain because it was a free, beautiful vacation.
Sounds like
Oh, yeah.
it.
But I'm not sure. I'm just saying, I'm not sure it was the place that I would go back to. It didn't.
One and done.
You one and done, probably.
Check it
yeah.
off the list.
It wasn't a party vibe. It was, so if you're looking for like relaxed very relaxed, like
Uber relaxed.
no time.
How many
frame.
boners would you give this place?
That's
Out
at a
of,
scale.
out of what? What's the scale?
1 to 5 boners or 1 to 10?
1 to 10 boners.
1 to 10 boners.
Oh, probably a 5.
5 boners.
Half.
Solid
Okay.
bonus.
Solid.
Yeah, give it a 5.
Solid 5 boners for Curacao.
But I do happen to notice a lack of a 12-year-old boy. I believe one was requested in the last episode.
I don't know.
And I don't see any 12-year-old
I don't know.
baseball playing boys around here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you have a problem getting through customs? Did you not find any baseball players? What's going on here?
First of all,
Who's talking about this? It's probably time to go,
Trying
guys.
to fade me out, you son of a bitch.
It's probably time to go, guys.
I tried to tell my group about this joke before we left, and it didn't quite hit.
How did that go?
No, you guys. It does. I try to explain this to people too. I'm like, because I did regret saying it, so I was like, even telling my wife, and she's like, "What the fuck did you say?"
Oh,
I was
you
like,
regretted it.
I just wanted to teach a kid how to play baseball.
When we were packing up, you were like,
That's
I
how
probably
the
should have
grooming
said that.
starts.
No, and then
What'd you say?
That's how the grooming
and then
starts.
he gets drafted by the Braves, and then we hang out always. Like I get to go in the clubhouse
Yeah,
and like
hang out.
that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back with another episode next time.
Like and subscribe, follow us, do all that fun stuff. Thanks, everybody.
You're listening to the Dog Eyes! The motherfucking Dog Eyes! Talking about the big banana!